the final round in this competition will be a pressure test.
Of course.
You'll both be asked to make the same dish, a dish that I can tell you is the most technical dish that we've ever seen in this series.
And on the plate is just the most elegant, beautiful looking thing. It's just chocolate, chocolate, chocolate everywhere, and it's so beautifully plated. It's a scary looking dessert.
It's pretty much a chocolate assiette. It's a plate of chocolate. You have a chocolate tart, you have some tempered half pipe, you got a little bit of sorbet, you got a little bit of glaçage, you got some macaroons, 2 lots of macaroons, one which is cooked perfectly, and the other one which is crumbled up, which you put underneath the double cream.
This challenge is worth 40 points. Each judge will score your dishes out of 10. At the end of this challenge, your scores from the 3 rounds will be tallied together. The person with the highest combined score out of 100 will be declared Australia's first ever MasterChef.
Your time starts now.
First stage is to do the pastry. Make it, roll it out, let it rest. This will form the base of the tart. 3 months of challenges and excitement and stress and all the things we've learned comes down to this one recipe. My pastry's in the fridge and I'm moving on to the chocolate tart mixture. Chocolate mixture is 2 different kinds of chocolate. You heat up cream and pour it over to melt the chocolate and add some butter and add some eggs.
Julie?
G'day. I've got my...
You look a bit nervous.
Of course I'm nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Losing.
Okay, yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit flustered because I don't know if it looks right. It seems to be sticking to the bench.
Yeah, well, making me nervous, making me nervous.
I think she might have overworked it a little bit.
Julie is 2 points ahead. Is she going to keep the lead, though, George? Because this pastry seems to be defeating her. She's really nervous, she's jittery. And really, she's not doing a great job there. Julie Poe, 1 hour down, 1.5 hours to go.
And now I'm going to make chocolate sorbet. Yum. I've never made sorbet before. Syrup over the chocolate. Stir until melted, strain through a sieve. That seems all right. It only needs to be in the blast freezer long enough to chill, not to freeze. It's going to freeze in the ice cream churn. It's a juggling act. There's a lot of different elements, and if I don't multitask, I'm going to fall behind. So this is the bit I'm nervous about. It's tempering the chocolate. It's got to be just the right temperature. 30 degrees. Good to have steady hands at this point. I've got to hurry because otherwise this chocolate's going to cool back down. I roll it around inside the pipe and that looks like it might be okay. I pour my mix into the ice cream churner and I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to think. I just let it keep churning while I carry on with other elements of the dish. And the macaroons, to do them with our hands. And it feels a bit like making a mud pie. They seem to be holding their shape.
How's that sorbet looking?
Oh, I don't know about the sorbet. One of the things we were warned about was graininess.
It is grainy.
The sorbet is a disaster. Well, I might make another one and see if it's any better.
You've got 45 minutes, Julie, so if you're going to get it done, you better get onto it.
Rightio.
This is the last 10 seconds of this competition.
No. Oh.
10,
my very first audition dish, all the way through the competition, comes down to this one plate of food.
How do you feel placing the last dish that we're going to taste in front of us?
I really gave it everything today, so, you know, whatever the result is, I'm happy.
Please, could you plate up? We'd like to taste.
Thanks, Julie. I'm curious to see whether or not that chocolate's tempered. Good.
Beautiful snap. It looks beautiful. It doesn't look as good as Poe's. I'm going to say it right from the word go. There's too much pastry as a comparison to the amount of tart.
Julie, that chocolate tart is beautiful. The macarooni's chewy and delicious. The sorbet is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
The tart's probably a little bit thinner than Matt's, and also it's a little bit thicker in terms of the base. But having said that, that sorbet is as good as I've had anywhere in Australia. It's rich, it's light, it's bright, and the texture is absolutely like velvet.
Julie, really tricky dessert. Didn't think you were going to be able to do it, and I think that is fabulous. And I think the difference between when you walked into this competition with that big lamb and mash to that final dish of a beautiful and delicate chocolate dessert is a testament to your determination. Fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have given it everything I've got. Every bit of love that I could put into those pots and dishes. Everything.
Poe, that's a total score of 31 out of 40 for this round, which brings your combined total score for today to 75 points.
Well done, Poe.
You now need to score 30 points or more from the judges to beat Poe.
I gave your dish a 9 out of 10.
I scored Julie's dish 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
What a ride, hey? We all understand each other, what we sort of went through here and what we achieved. I thank you all for making it exactly what it was. I wouldn't have it any other way. All the chefs, I can't describe how privileged I feel that people of your calibre are willing to come along and help amateurs. It's humbling and I thank you. You guys, Sarah and Gary and George and Matt, I treasure everything that I've been through. And I thank you so much for what you've brought to me, the change you've allowed me to make in my life. Thank you. Thank you.
Bottom 3 yesterday, potentially top 5 today. Well done, Paul.
Well done, Paul.
I just did very zen cook where I strolled around like I was at the park. And they're saying that I'm a contender. This keeping calm thing, I need to remember this.
Today is everyone's favourite day, the mystery box. Let's see what's inside. You can lift your lids now.
Oh,
Scampi.
beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Some wild rice. I'd actually cook with this.
I'm looking at the mystery box. There's nothing unusual. I'm looking at the on a bench staples. It's not taken away from us. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's the twist gonna be.
What you've got in that box is some scampi, wild rice, peanuts, shallots, turnips with the tops on, a bottle of Worcestershire sauce, duck leg, breast and wing, and a mango. 8 beautiful ingredients, plus your regular underbench staples. And of course, there will be a twist. You know it's coming, you just don't know when, and you don't know what it's going to be.
Good luck, everyone. 75 minutes starts now.
After placing in the bottom 3 of yesterday's pressure test, I am really questioning whether I should be here. I feel deflated, I'm embarrassed, I can't seem to get my headspace back into gear. I'm really determined to not pull a Po. I'm anti-frantic today. I want to just be calm, taste the ingredients and come up with something that's really simple but honours the ingredients.
I'm gonna do a carpaccio of scampi, actually, with a pickled radish and a emulsion dressing thing of mango. Nothing about this is about giving up. It's about just using today as a mental reset. I just want to have a really zen cook, so that's why I'm moving at a snail's pace.
All right, guys, listen up, stop. Stop what you're doing.
Oh, no.
It's twist time. All right, guys, bring him out.
Pantry's open. Oh, what? Look what I've got.
No!
Oh, no.
What is it?
It's mini boxes.
Mini mystery box. What the hell?
Little cute mystery boxes.
Look how cute they are.
One for each and every one of you.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you got it?
Yes.
Worst case scenario would be if the judges wanted to add an ingredient like berries or gorgonzola.
Lift the lid now.
Oh, yes. And duck and figs, you beauty. Do we lift the little one?
Don't lift the little one.
That's right, guys. You've got figs and you must use them in your final dish.
Do anything to them. I might pickle some just to see what, I don't know, no one, who pickles figs? I don't know, I don't. So, I think I'm just gonna keep them fresh.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Fake carpaccio.
Yeah, and actually I'm gonna do a little carpaccio of scampi. I love raw scampi. It is so incredibly sweet. Yep. And so I'm going to kind of heighten that sweetness with a very thin layer of figs. So that's just the turnip. Yep. I'm gonna pepper that on top with a little bit of shallots. I'm just wanting this to be very minimalist because I kind of think that we often are trying to be really loud in this crowd and maybe quiet's a way to stand out.
Strip back, strip back, strip back.
And I just really need to get into a better headspace today, so I'm just gonna go into my little art weirdness.
I'm just getting into this really nice zen zone where I'm putting a lot of energy into just treating the ingredient with respect and making sure about every direction I take this, because it's a raw dish, so there's no heat applied, but I have faith that it's still going to be a very tasty dish.
Ahoy there! Yo, we've all been looking at that incy-wincy box. It is time to lift the lid.
What is it?
Myrtle!
The second twist with the lemon myrtle, I love it. It's actually just added this element that I needed. So it's gonna add that beautiful lemony quality.
So I really want it to look pleasing to the eye. I'm going to lay a beautiful layer of fig and a raw scampi. And the scampi, it's incredibly sweet. And I love that slightly crunchy texture that you get from shellfish meat. I'm also arranging that pickled turnip on top really beautifully.
Okay. I think I've used the lemon myrtle and the fig to my advantage.
That lemon myrtle is tasting beautiful in the pickle, really vibrant.
I'm happy with my dish. Don't know if it's a winning dish, but I just really needed to calm down today.
Done.
Well done, everyone!
Put on.
Good job. Well, that looks bloody amazing.
Raw dish.
I really love this dish, but the fact that it's a raw dish could work against me because in that time, I just dished up this little circle of raw figs, raw scampi, and a little pickle.
There's a smile we haven't seen for a couple of days.
She's back.
What have you cooked for us, Paul?
I actually didn't cook anything.
Perfect.
I made a carpaccio of fresh fig and scampi. Today, I tried to see how little I could do and still have a dish taste beautiful and honour it.
I've got to say, it looks beautiful.
It looks unbelievable. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
You said you were striving for a Zen moment, and I think we're having a Zen moment just looking at it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Almost a shame to destroy it.
I woke up this morning feeling really deflated. Yesterday's pressure test should have been playing to my strengths, and I just lost it. Today, I was determined to not freak out. I felt like this cook was like a mini meditation, but it's very hard to tell in this competition whether you've done enough, and I don't know. I don't know.
That's a contender.
Oh, no.
That's a contender. It's simple, it's delicious, it's all the things that I love. Great use of your two twist ingredients. Really nice.
The carpaccio of fig, the sweetness echoes the sweetness of the scampi, and then you have that gorgeous sort of turnip crunch on top as well. This is a dish of soul and substance and zen, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you, Mel.
This is like so un-Po, that cook.
I just walked the whole time.
And it showed on the plate. The little tick of the artist in you has just come through so well. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you, Andy.
Today's twist resulted in some of the best cooking we've seen so far. So many great dishes to choose from. But in the end, we had to choose 5. To say your name, please step forward. You're cooking in the all-important immunity challenge tomorrow. Po. Simple, elegant, stunning to look at, and even better to eat. You're back.
Thank you, Andy.
In the last 2 decades, the amount of time we spend preparing, cooking dinner has dropped from 60 minutes to just 32. And as you have gathered, that is the basis for today's challenge. We want you to cook a nutritious, savoury dinner in just 32 minutes.
Time in the MasterChef kitchen just seems to vanish, so 32 minutes is going to feel like a blink of an eye. I'm confident, but I'm also a little nervous.
Right, the rules. You'll get to choose your ingredients from the pantry behind us. So what you take to your bench is what you get to cook with, but choose very, very carefully, because you can't go back to the pantry.
Oh no. Oh my God.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now.
Hustle, girls.
I'm really thinking about, on a busy night, what am I cooking for my family? And I immediately reach for the bok choy. Not everyone loves bok choy. It can be very dull in flavour, it can be a little bit watery, but I know how to prepare it really well. And then I'm grabbing soy sauce, vinegar, mirin. I'm just trying to get that Asian flavour going. For a quick family meal, I'm thinking definitely a quick pan-fried fish. And my eyes land on that barramundi. It's one big fish. I know that that skin can go crispy, it's delicate, and I don't really have to pinbone that fish. So I'm saving a lot of time there. Time is really ticking fast, and I've got to fillet that fish. Today I'm going to do a pan-fried barramundi with bok choy and an Asian vinaigrette. I've got to get both fillets off that huge barramundi, and it's got to be perfect. I really, really, really want Shannon Bennett as my mentor for the next challenge. To be able to cook with Shannon would just be incredible. He seems like such a great teacher, and he's so knowledgeable about food, and I just think we share a great passion.
Looks awesome, Sarah. Good fillet.
Nice work, Sarah.
So I've got my barramundi filleted and portioned, and now I've got to move on to the vinaigrette. I chop like a maniac because there is a lot of ingredients in here.
Good job, Sarah.
Chop like the wind.
I'm talking about chili, garlic, spring onion, coriander, soy sauce, vinegar, mirin. I'm spending a lot of time on this vinaigrette because it has to be spot on. I'm really hustling right now, got to get that vinaigrette right. It's the main part of the dish, and the flavours just have to be balanced. If it's not balanced, I'm done for.
How is it?
Really good, really spicy. Oh, it's delicious. These are the flavours I would eat at home, and these are the flavours I'm proud of. So I've got my barramundi filleted and portioned, and now I'm working on the bok choy.
Looking good, Sarah.
To cook the bok choy, what I do is, in a little bit of oil on a hot pan, I sear them cut side down. What that does is caramelise it and gives this really nice savoury flavour to it. I then flip them over and add soy sauce and ginger to the pan and close it with a lid. That's going to steam through and just make them beautifully tender. I am just motoring through, and I've got to get that fish in the pan, and then I've got a plate. So I just grab some oil, I've salt and peppered the portions, and I put it skin side down. I think the judges are really going to enjoy that punchiness and spice in that vinaigrette with a beautifully cooked piece of fish.
I think Matt likes it.
You are motoring, Sarah. It's all looking good. That vinaigrette has got a fair amount of punch in it.
Yeah, it does. It's meant to.
Yeah, good.
That's how I eat it at home, so...
Right. Good. And it's not going to kill the flavour of the fish.
No. Matt says the vinaigrette has quite a bit of punch to it and going to overpower the fish. But I'm actually going to use the bean sprouts to knock back that heat and knock back that sourness. So actually, when you eat the dish as a whole, like a meal, it will actually balance out nicely. I'm plating, and the fish looks fantastic. I am stoked with this dish. I would totally be happy to sit down to dinner like this, and I really think the judges are going to enjoy it. Fingers are burning.
10 seconds left! 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get hands off it.
I'm really interested to see how the judges react to that bok choy. It's a little bit left of centre from what they might have seen before, so I'm really keen to see what the judges are going to say.
What's the dish?
Today I've cooked for you a pan-fried barramundi with bok choy, which has been braised, and just some Asian vinaigrette.
Little birdie told me there might be a bit of chilli in this.
Well, there is a bit of heat.
Yeah.
It looks pretty darn tasty, and it's a decent
I think
plate
it was
of food.
fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about a family meal. Like, if I came home, you know, to that, I'd be absolutely wrapped. Getting the little burny sensation now. I never, just so you know, never, ever, ever buy bok choy, ever. Don't cook it at home, not interested. It's probably my least favourite vegetable. And yet, cooked like that, that's a revelation. Honestly, if you just put that dressing over that bok choy, mate, I could eat it all day.
Sarah, that is so delicious. And it's delicious because the heat of that dressing against the cool, refreshing bean shoots is just the perfect balance. I think that's smashing, and you know what? George obviously loves it as well.
That is just, it's delicious, and I'm happy to sweat for it. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Fish cooked technically beautifully.
Thank you.
And the heat in the dressing and the balance, that vinegar actually dressed all the bean shoots beautifully, and a really beautiful dish. So, well done.
Thank you so much.
You know, Sarah, normally we'd turn and huddle at this point, but there really is no need. That is 32 minutes, extremely well spent. You have won round one. You know what that means? You get to cook off against the top chef. You get the chance immunity pin.
The dish I'd like you to cook today is veal. My veal.
Wow. Wow.
What we have here is we have the veal cooked in 3 different ways. The loin. We have the rib, which has been braised. We have the kidney. And we have the fat of the kidney as well. We have black garlic on the base of the plate, an onion compote, the milk tuile, and in here we have the braising liquid of the braised piece of rib, and then it's been used and made into a sauce. It is an incredibly challenging dish.
You have 2.5 hours to replicate that dish.
It's 2.5 hours to put up a dish that's worthy of being in a 2 Michelin star restaurant. So today's going to be really hard. It's just going to be, I can't even explain how hard it's going to be.
Marcus?
I wish you the best of luck. Off you go.
I'm going to have to pay a lot of attention to the recipe today. It's got a lot of detail in there. It's not any normal dish, it's huge. There's 13 elements to it and 26 steps, so I'd have to double read everything so that I get everything right. I've got my garlic in the confit liquid.
Good job, Bill.
Looks perfect, Billy.
And I need to get on to butchering the meat. This dish has 3 types of veal in it, and the first one I need to start on is the loin. It needs to marinate in a red wine brine for about an hour, so I quickly prepare that. Then the next job is to butcher the loin. Marcus's piece on his plate was really clean, so I've got to make sure I get all of the sinew off the meat and have it really neat.
Careful with them knives, girls.
The next veal element I have to butcher is the kidney. I have to remove the outer layer of fat, which is really thick and hard to get off, but I have to be really careful in removing it because I want to keep the kidney whole.
It's tough.
It actually takes a bit of strength.
That's it. Some muscle.
Trimmed up the kidney, the membrane's off and all the fat's off. It's looking really nice.
Pressing Marcus.
So I put it in the fridge for roasting later.
Well done, Billy.
Doing well, Billy.
I need to move on to the kidney fat. I flatten a little bit of fat to 5 millimetres. Get that into a sous vide bag with a sprig of thyme and some salt. Seal it, put it in the sous vide machine to cook for an hour and a half.
That's it, Billy.
I need to move on to my last element of veal, which is the braised and glazed ribs. So I seal off the ribs in the pan, put it in the pressure cooker with the wine and the stock, and braise that for an hour.
Beautiful, Billy. It looks good.
Set and forget, move on.
So how are they going?
Well, out of the 3 cooks at the moment, Billy, for me, is the one that's standing out. She's organised, she's on top of the job. She's now cutting the onions, which is good.
I've got the onion compote going. I'm pretty happy with the way that it looks.
It's good. Keep cracking on, Billy.
Yep.
so I need to move on to the twill. They're really important to the balance of the dish, and they also look really beautiful. I beat the cream cheese in a bowl.
Billy, really fast.
Sift in the icing sugar and the milk powder, and then stir through the egg whites until it's really smooth.
Work, Billy.
I get the tray lined with the grease seal pat and spread the mixture on really thinly. I chop up some almonds, sprinkle them over and put it straight in the oven. I only need 2, but I've made 4 just to be safe.
That's it, Billy.
That's the way. That's the way.
It's steamy in the kitchen, but this last half an hour is whether you decide whether you stay or whether you go.
My veal ribs are finished in the pressure cooker, so I put them aside for a few minutes. Then I grab the reserved braising stock and strain that into my roasting pan to reduce down to a glaze for the ribs. And I've got my loin out of the brine. I put it into the pan to get that sealed off until it's nice and caramelised.
Oh, Billy. Good caramelisation, Billy.
Once it's brown, I put it into the oven. I need to cook it to medium rare.
Lovely.
And then I put the kidney into the pan, fry that off, and then I'll get that into the oven too.
How are we doing, Billy? Are you doing good? You happy? You pleased? Are you in the zone?
Yeah, I'm in the zone.
This is looking good.
Okay.
Well done, well done.
Great job, Billy.
Come on, Billy!
So once my kidney's nicely caramelised, I take it out of the oven and let it rest.
Good work, Bill. It's all coming together now. Well done.
Ow. Hot.
It's all right, Bill. It's only tape.
It's all good.
I burn my hand, but I'm just going to push really hard to get every single element on the plate.
You're a machine, Billy. Come on.
And I get onto my nectarine segments and cook them until they're nicely coloured. And then I move on to the black garlic puree. It plays a really key part in balancing the sweetness of the dish with that really strong veal flavour in the kidney. So I blitz it up to a nice smooth puree. I need to add some salt and some oil, tasting it along the way to make sure that it's nicely well balanced. I can feel the dish starting to come together and it's feeling okay at the moment.
That's it. You're doing really well.
Grab my fat out of the sous vide machine and put it straight into the hot reserved fat.
Keep going, go, go, go.
Almost there, Billy. We're not going to say it again. Start plating up now.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Oh my goodness. Well done.
Barely got anything on the plate.
This pressure test is the toughest cook I've had. I don't think it's ever been as high pressure as this, but I'm really happy with what I've made.
Billy, what do you do?
Restaurant manager.
So why do you want to go into the kitchen?
I want to own my own restaurant and run my own restaurant. I want to work in the kitchen alongside chefs as well. All that tied together is sort of the basis of, you know, what I want to build.
Okay.
Billy, cross your fingers. Time for us to taste now.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Well, that is a fantastic looking plate of food. She has done
Absolutely.
a brilliant job, has Billy. The whiteness of the onion compote against the black garlic is great. Can't wait to taste.
Knockout. Absolutely delicious. Wow.
Yeah, really good.
There's a lovely, delicate hand with this because it's not too big, it's not
explode in your mouth. It's just beautiful and elegant. She's got a balance there from every angle.
Delicious, and my part of the kidney, absolutely perfectly cooked. Just that point where it's still got a little pink in the middle, but it's just set.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because you aren't a kidney fan, are you? So for you to compliment a kidney cooked by an amateur cook, that's wonderful. I mean, she's pushed herself, and that's paid off.
This one sets the bar, doesn't it?
Well, and do you know, when you're finished, I could eat another plate of that.
Yeah.
And when you want another plate, you know it's a good dish. She's got an amazing future.
Ladies, I've come halfway around the world, and it was worth it. That was incredible. Wow. Emotion right from the get-go. And do you know what, guys? There was even one dish in there today that I think could sit with the professional chef.
And that dish belonged to you, Billie. Amazing job. It was an incredibly tough pressure test, and you excelled. You were a ferocious force in the kitchen. Now is the time for everyone in the gantry and for you yourself to believe it. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Brilliant job. We've thrown a spanner into the works. Just when you think you've got this competition worked out, something like this happens.
Guess who's back?
Oh my God. Every single past contestant is back in the MasterChef kitchen.
I'm gonna hug.
I'm actually happy to see them. There's all these faces of old friends, and they look up to cooks, so I'm really interested to see how this is going to go and what we're going to be doing today.
Today's challenge is all about cooking your way back into the competition, earning the right to have your name back on your apron. In front of you are 2 mystery boxes. Each contain very different ingredients. Why don't we start with the wooden mystery boxes? You may lift your lids now.
Oh my God. No way.
It's my elimination ingredients, my fish nemesis.
You may lift the lids on your steel mystery boxes now. We believe that these ingredients represent your best dish in the competition.
I was so happy to see those ingredients that I'm very, very, very familiar with.
So this is the first decision you've got to make. Which of these 2 mystery boxes do you want to cook from? You can either face your demons and pick the ingredients that saw you eliminated from this competition, rewrite history and turn a tragedy into a triumph, or attempt to raise the bar even higher with the ingredients that gave you your greatest dish. If you like, you can recreate the dish that gave you that success or failure, or you can use those ingredients to make something new and even more wonderful.
Here are the rules. If you choose to cook with your eliminated ingredients, you'll get 60 minutes cooking time. If you choose the ingredients that created your best dish, you'll only get 30 minutes.
Those of you that have chosen the wooden mystery boxes, your 60 minutes starts now.
Come on, guys.
I'm going to be pretty happy with myself.
Sarah, are you doing the same thing?
Similar, yeah. My wooden box ingredients are from my dish, which was the chicken roulade stuffed with apple, mushroom and onion, served with a carrot puree. Ultimately, I think this was a really good dish if I cooked the chicken properly. I got kicked out on undercooking my chicken. So my aim today is just to get this in as quickly as possible to cook because I just put it in way too late last time. It's a huge risk cooking the same dish again because it means every element on the plate needs to be perfect. My place back in the competition is on the line, but more than that, if I make the same mistake again and serve the judges raw chicken, I'll be devastated. I have to get this right. This is it, time to cut the chicken roulade. Last time I did this, I cut it open and there was this pink bit in the middle. It was raw. I'm slicing through that bit of roulade. Oh my God, it's cooked. It looks beautiful.
Now this is where it counts. 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Your time's up.
I'm messy. Good work.
Sarah.
Getting back into this competition means so much to me, but there's 14 of us standing and there's only one spot. So walking my dish up, my heart is pounding.
So you have revisited the dish that sent you home, haven't you?
I have made the same dish. My chicken roulade stuffed with apple, mushroom and onion, served with a carrot puree and a beautiful jus.
I must say, it looks better already than the last version that you said.
Sarah, when you last cooked this dish for us, we sent you home because the chicken was raw. You have totally redeemed yourself on that front. That chicken is absolutely perfect, really tender, and the combination of the aptly stuffing with the pork around the outside is beautiful. And the onion, roasted and sweet, is delicious.
Sauce, bang on. It's the roast chicken gravy every mum in the country wants to make, but with sophistication.
Where the dish kind of leaves me behind is in the roughness of the puree.
Thank you. I'm happy I've redeemed myself with that dish, but I just wish I perfected the carrot puree. With so many great dishes today, those flaws could cost me my place back into the competition.
This is the worst feeling standing there next to Sarah. I've got my fingers crossed, my heart is pounding, I feel pretty sick, and the atmosphere in the room is very tense.
When we tasted your dishes, they stood out above all the others. And that's why we judged your two dishes far more critically than we did anyone else's. Sarah, we questioned your puree. Georgia, we questioned your rice. But there was no question, however, about the perfection of either of your chickens. And you both showed impeccable technique. Sarah, the combination of that apple stuffing and the complexity of your gravy lifted your dish to another level. And that's why you are back in the competition.
Oh my God! I'm pinching myself. I can't believe it.
Sarah, welcome back.
Thank you.
Here is your apron.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have Sarah back in the competition. She is definitely going to be one of the strongest competitors here, and she's definitely going to make the most of it.